Good evening, I'm Jeff Lyons. It is, what is this, Tuesday night, February 17th, time for the 14 First Alert Weather Show at 9 o'clock. Thanks for joining. I am watching your comments over on the 14 News Facebook page, so if you have questions or anything you want me to talk about, we'll work that in here to the weather show at 9 o'clock. Well, we have cloudy skies out there right now. You know that temperature is climbing. We hit 53 this afternoon was the official high as of 4 o'clock, but we have southerly winds warming us up, and that's kind of setting the stage for that severe weather threat on Thursday. Now, we've been talking this up since the weekend and the alert day then yesterday. It still looks like our prime time for severe weather here in the tri-state will be between 3 and 11 o'clock, with the more likely time in the back half of that, after 6 p.m. Severe thunderstorms are possible, and our main concern will be damaging winds. With the storms, especially if they line up, there may also be a limited tornado threat if and when things come together. And they may not come together, so that's why it's kind of a conditional threat at this point. We did have a change in the Storm Prediction Center's outlook. Now, this will update again overnight, but it was extended or expanded a little bit more to the north, and the threat level was raised from 1 to 2, so a slight risk, meaning some scattered severe thunderstorms likely on Thursday afternoon and evening. Our model is locked in onto the evening side of it. In particular, we go through tomorrow with windy, partly sunny, and warmer temperatures in the 70s. And then on Thursday, maybe a few showers in the afternoon there, late afternoon, early evening. But I think our main thrust here of storms will likely occur between 6 and about 10 p.m. And if the storms do line up, as is depicted here in our graph model, we would be looking at a widespread damaging wind threat across the region. Behind that system then, winds will kick around to the west, northwest, and cool us back down. Temperatures then go right back down into the cellar. Here we are, 20 degrees above normal tomorrow and Thursday, and then we go all the way down with lows in the 20s there on Monday and Tuesday. Below normal, not quite 20 degrees, but still quite a bit cooler. Let's talk a little bit about the ingredients that we need for severe weather, because this is the thing that we're watching. If you sort of sense we're not too worked up about this, you're right. There are still some things that we're going to have to come together for these storms to really be maximized. One will be moisture. And all the dew point guidance that I've looked at here today, really not getting us up over that 60-degree threshold, at least not for most of the tri-state. There will be moisture in the atmosphere, elevated, but whether it gets to that key 60 degrees or higher is still a bit of a question mark right now. So without the moisture and instability, then it's harder for these storms to get going. Now, the wind shear can overcome that. We'll talk about that in a second. Winds are going to be quite gusty on Thursday, maybe at 30 to 40 miles per hour during the frontal passage there. And this is outside of severe thunderstorms. And then it will rapidly, the winds will die down. There is some potential energy out there, or CAPE. It's kind of a low amount, but certainly could be enough to fuel those thunderstorms. And it's looking more like the best CAPE will kind of drift here to the southeast, so down around maybe Ohio, Davis County there, Hancock County, in that area in the evening, which again, coupled with the frontal passage, could make that the spot that picks up more of the storms. Our wind shear forecast through the evening showing, you know, a fair amount of shear, as you would expect, coming around the trough there on the cold front as it moves through. So many of the ingredients are certainly showing up. Low-level jet stream also appearing here, but again, on the lower end of things, typically, you know, 50, 65 is considerable. When it gets much higher than that, we really start to bite our nails a little bit. But it is there. And the supercell threat index also highlighting the tri-state here, in particular western Kentucky for some supercells. And then we get into the tornado risk for the area, and you can see we also have a significant, or the risk of significant tornado is showing up in that as well. Now, these are longer range model products from the GFS. So by tomorrow, we're within that range that some of the higher resolution models can kind of work out the details, and we will have new information from the Storm Prediction Center. But as we stand right now, our timing is more consistent in the trend here, that 3 to 11 time frame. It's looking like a conditional tornado threat. These storms that form first would have the best chance to get a tornado under them. And then we still need to watch to see if we get that moisture and the magnitude of the shear and the CAPE, or the energy out there. So those are the wild cards that are on the table right now. So, you know, what do I think about Thursday? Yeah, I think we're going to see some storms in the afternoon and evening. I think we're going to have probably a few warnings out there. Wouldn't surprise me to see a tornado or two and some wind damage at some point around the tri-state. So that is kind of my take on it as of today. I think a lot of things could go wrong with this forecast, and we'll just get rain or gusty showers, and that wouldn't be a bad fail if it goes in that direction. So we always like to at least alert you to the potential there for severe weather. This is what we're looking at today, and I'll be with you again tomorrow night and Thursday, so we'll be there, and Arden will be here. The whole crew is working to make sure you have everything we have when we get it. We're up to 55 now. That's warmer than the temperature was at 3. Those southwest winds at 16. You probably notice it's getting a little windy out there, are helping to pull the warmer air up off the Gulf. We have mid-50s now across the tri-state. Watch for those temperatures maybe to sneak on up to the upper 50s overnight. And then we move into the 70s or upper 60s during the day tomorrow. Today was a little bit of a disappointment. I had forecast 61 for the high, and we only got up to 53. Nothing like missing it by 10 degrees. But, you know, we had the cloud cover out there. It did not budge, and therefore we did not warm up. We were kind of thinking we'd get a little break out there, and it didn't come. For the month, we are still light on rainfall there by 1.3 inches. For the year, we're about 2 inches below normal. The big picture right now showing some rain to our west, and some showers will be possible overnight. Maybe a rumble of thunder with this first system moving through, but it's the second area of low pressure that will fire up on Thursday that will likely trigger most of our storms here as that low races across northern Illinois and Indiana. We're down here in the warm sector by Thursday evening, and that should be the spot where we would get the storms if they do form. Longer range, the GFS model has backed way off now on weekend rain or snow. You see Friday, Saturday here mainly dry, and then we get into Saturday night, Sunday, and Monday, excuse me, with northwesterly winds and sharply colder temperatures too. Rain amounts with this system not looking too impressive on any of the models. You know, maybe a 1/4 of an inch or a 1/2 an inch under some of the stronger thunderstorms. And the European model, very stingy with rainfall, not only Thursday but through the weekend and next week. In fact, it's only showing, I think, just a couple hundredths of an inch, which might be underdoing it by a pretty good degree. 54 degrees tonight with partly cloudy skies and windy. We would have gusts of up to 30 even overnight. And then tomorrow, big fat 70 out there, and some clouds and sun in the afternoon. So with the sun breaking through, that should give us that boost to get the temperature up. After our first alert weather day on Thursday, it's all downhill as temperatures revert to where they should be and below for winter. The temperature outlook keeps us much warmer than normal through the 3rd of March. And it also is showing a bit wetter than normal, especially in the upper Ohio River Valley. Okay, for pet pick tonight, well, I don't know if this is a pet or not. This picture just kind of struck me this is on Submit Photos on 14 News. It's a turtle on ice. Now, that was taken a week ago. I'm sure the turtle's long gone, and so is the ice. And the only caption on this picture was Jeremy. So I don't know if the turtle's name is Jeremy, I don't know. But anyway, we'll look at the turtle on ice there as I answer your questions. And we will, let's see here. Gotta get all these apps closed. All right, now we can look. And we got a few of you in there. All right, let's start with Jake West right off the bat here. Everyone asking if it will be upgraded. I won't know until usually tomorrow morning. That's right. What would a max wind speed be that I can think of? In these storms, I mean, I can throw out a number, whether it would be accurate or not. You know, given the environment that we're in and the type of severe weather we're expecting, it wouldn't surprise me to see a 60-mile-per-hour gust under some of those storms. Angie Wampler, better get my basement ready for Thursday evening. Well, it's always good to have your plan, have your spot in the basement or wherever it is in your house ready at any time. But yeah, you might want to, you know, just make sure everything's ready. Justin Turnage says, yeah, the day 2 prediction from the SPC comes out at 2 a.m. That's exactly right. Some nights I'll stay up and look. Other nights I get it in the morning like everybody else. Okay, Ashlyn Emmons, what do I think the tornado risk will be? I don't think it's 0. I think it is relatively low versus the damaging wind threat with these thunderstorms. But anytime, you know, you're seeing risk show up at 2 to 10%, then yeah, it would not surprise me to get a tornado warning or 2 and maybe even an actual tornado on Thursday. Thomas Brown, didn't realize there was severe weather in California. There is. They've got a heck of a winter storm lashing the coast out there right now. But I pretty much focus on just here in the tri-state on the weather show. Brian Steen, are we going to get another polar vortex anytime soon? Well, not this week. And, you know, next week, I mean, temperature's a little bit cooler than normal, but no, I don't think that's going to qualify as a polar vortex. Jake Webb, okay, yeah, let's see. We answered that one. Angie Wampler, thought we might get a break from using the heat so much. Well, your break is today and tomorrow. So enjoy, right? Coast a little bit there. Yeah, we had a big power bill too at my house, and there's just the 3 of us now, and I think it was the highest utility bill I've ever paid in our house, and we keep it pretty cool in there. It's an old house, so it's probably leaky. All right, let's see. We got everybody's questions answered. In the Science Corner tonight, I just wanted to highlight 2 things. We harp on, you know, having 2 ways to get the warnings or having a way to get the warnings. And it's always important to remember that sirens, you can't rely on a siren if you're indoors. They're designed to be heard outdoors. And some of you might live close enough where you can hear it. I live right down the street from a siren. Sometimes I hear it, sometimes I don't. So don't rely on the siren indoors. The 14 First Alert app, the NOAA Weather Radio are really the gold standard there. The NOAA Weather Radio, of course, can wake you. It has a very obnoxious alarm on it, at least mine does, and it will wake the dead. So when that thing goes off, you know that there's something coming your way. And you can set up your alerts on the newer weather radios so you're not getting every single thing. You can just set it for tornado warning, severe thunderstorm warning. One thing I would recommend too is if you have a weather radio, program it for your county, but also program it maybe for the counties to the west and south of where you live. So like we're in Vanderburgh County, the TV station is. I have programmed in Posey and Henderson counties because stuff typically moves in from the west or the south. So it's a little, you know, advance warning or heads up. Sometimes they fire all those counties at the same time anyway for warnings. The First Alert Weather app, same thing. It is looking at your location. One very important thing I want to mention about getting alerts on your cell phone, on your smartphone. The alert is triggered by the polygon. In other words, the way the warning is drawn. So it's only going to ring phones that are in the polygon. So you can have, say, a tornado warning in Vanderburgh County, but if you're not in the actual warning, you won't get an alert on your phone through our app. And the reason is to minimize false alarms, right? You really don't want the alert if it's, say, up in, you know, right at, say where North High School is, up toward McCutcheonville, and if you live south, say in Union Township, you know, 12 miles away, you're not particularly interested in getting those warnings. And so it's only the phones that are within that range. And you need to have the phone set up to follow your location so that you'll get relevant warnings wherever you are. And I'll walk you through that real quick. When you download our app, up at the top you have the 3 menu bars up there. And the first thing you're going to want to do is go to Settings here. And when you do that, you'll want to make sure that 14 First Alerts is turned on. Those are the warnings that are the weather videos and things that we send out. Then you can pick your weather notification type. And that's where you can then set it up to say, all right, look, I don't want to get awakened in the middle of the night for a winter storm warning. Or maybe you do, I mean, you can set it, but all of these products are in there. You would go to severe for this time of the year, and then you would enable notifications for the location. You can either put in your zip code, but the important thing here is that it is going to then only give warnings for that location. So let's say you're in Florida and we get a tornado warning in Vanderburgh County. It'll ping your phone, even though there's nothing you can do about it. So the better option is to use Follow Me. And that way, no matter where you are, the phone is waiting to receive warnings that are relevant to your location. Like I have mine on Follow Me. I've been in Maryland at the coast in Ocean City and gotten a severe thunderstorm warning for Wacomico County, which is where I happen to be, because the phone was following me, or the location for warnings was following me. So use that option. And then the other thing here, you can, of course, set all the stuff that you want, as we mentioned earlier, on your notification types. And then your notification sound, you'll want to turn that on. Sometimes I know we send several push alerts a day, and you might get tired of that and you turn it off. But turn it back on for Thursday, so you will hear it if it does that. And also keep in mind that no sound will be played if your phone is set to vibrate or do not disturb. So you will want to take it off that mode before you go to bed if you're relying on your phone to alert you. This is not looking like an overnight event on Thursday. This should be wrapped up by the time most people head to bed there after 10 p.m. I'm going to scan the questions one more time here. We got James Garrison. Testing sirens in Newburgh today around 1 for the storms coming Thursday. All right. Chris Crabtree, what's the outlook for spring? Well, it's tomorrow, right? 70 and 70. Yeah, we'll get our spring. Don't you worry about that. We always seem to work in a little severe weather in February or early March around here just to keep everybody on their toes. So we'll have the best and latest information for you in the morning. All the updates will come through tonight on 14 News at 10. Usually I can see enough frames of the late GFS and the late NAM 4K to at least, see if we're still on track or not, or if something really went wild. So that's all I have for you tonight. I really appreciate you watching the 14 First Alert Weather Show at 9. I'll see you on 14 News at 10 after the Olympics. And Byron Douglas will be in here bright and early tomorrow morning with the latest information on our severe weather threat. Please stay safe, and thanks for watching.